Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Let me see. Bernard Purcell, Danish Bacon. Good evening. Stuart Marston. Stuart Marston, evening, Eddie. Bucharest still on the cards. Yes. Still very much alive and kicking. Gary B71. Hi, Ed. How was the chicken in the bag last night? It went down well. Let's see. Gary, I'll mention this. Hi, Ed. How was the chicken in the bag last night? It was bloody good. It was bloody good. I had nice fries with it. No, I run out of roast potatoes, but I had oven fries with it and peas and chicken gravy and all that kind of stuff. Lovely, lovely stuff. I'm just going to slightly... there you go. That's better. Red wine, yes, that's bloody good value. Even all, Ed, I hope your Asda shop came at no issues, nothing else a date, etc. No, not out of date, but it did come with issues, okay? We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll mention that in a minute. Thanks for asking. Dutch Farang, Danish Bacon, okay? Let's see. Leeds, good evening. Danish Bacon, Dutch Farang, the lovely dodgy music. Okay, still quite a few people in the chat here. Jeez, I'm losing track already. Diane Abbott, looking gorgeous, Ed. Thank you, Diane, my darling. Brown Street. Yeah, Brown Street, evening, mate. Rwanda flight diverted to Romania. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. They're running out of ideas. Chris, good evening. Gemini Star. Patriots 1, McLaren F1, Daniel Mills, Chaz Brown. Let me see now. Chaz Brown, where we've got now? Chaz Brown, yeah. Gemini Star, Pinball, Neil Fleet. What's on the menu tonight? I'll tell you what's on the menu tonight. Okay. As part of my Asda delivery, I've got this. Cobra, yeah, Cobra. This is I believe it's an Indian-made beer. Well, it's an Indian man who's well known for it. I think Lord Bill Amari, he developed this Cobra beer. A lot of people speak very highly of it. It's nice, it's tasty. That's on the menu, and something else is on the menu. The temperature has risen a little bit, so it's the return of an old favourite, Melton Mowbray pork pies. Yes. I don't want to go over the top, but 3 nice little mini ones there. We'll, have a nice little snack. Yes, okay. Nice to hear from you. David Mahoney, 3 degrees Celsius in Sydney. 3 degrees. That must be winter time in there, mustn't it? Yeah. She has a hairy muff. I do like the hairy stuff. Sounds like a poem. You've been watching Tucked Up Patrol? Not really, no. I've been watching some hairy muffs. Ed Sweeney's 20 Stone White back in England. Get upstairs. I'm covered in whipped cream. Oh, my darling, I'll be with you. I'll be with you in a minute, okay? John K. Asteroid, Delayed Dave, Brent L. I hope I haven't missed anybody out. Brian Street for the chicken gravy. Okay, thank you, Brian. Nice £5 super chat. I do appreciate that, mate. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour some of this... Cobra beer. I think it's slightly more than a pint, this. I had an Asda delivery today. And first of all, somebody mentioned Asda delivery. Well, it was another case of, right, amongst the Asda delivery, they never seem to get things quite right here. They just don't get them right. Amongst my Asda delivery, 3 boxes, there's 6 beers in each one, 3 boxes of, what are they called? Classic beers, yes. 3 boxes of classic beers, okay. So what they do is they discount for 3 boxes, and it's £27 for 3 boxes of classic ales, yeah. Except they only had 1, so they charged me £9 for the boxes. But I wanted 3. They only delivered 1, okay. They did tell you this in advance, and what else? No jacket potatoes. I love those McCain jacket potatoes, 4 frozen jacket potatoes. in one box. They are bloody good. Soften them up a little bit in the microwave and then bung them up in the oven, and they are very, very, very tasty. Yes, except they didn't have any. Asda didn't have any, so no jack of potatoes. Only one, box of real ales when I ordered 3. And what else? Oh yes, oh yes. The Asda delivery man in the van came to my address, and I live at the end of the long pathway. Yeah, okay, fine. You just bung all the trays onto a trolley. It was about 130 quid's worth overall again. Bung all the trays onto a trolley. Bob's your uncle, yeah. Except the trolley was broken. So I had to give him a hand carrying the bloody things to my door. Oh my God. Asda is owned by Walmart. I love the online shopping because you feel quite in control. I love the idea of just sitting there on your laptop. I love this. Oh, yeah, wonderful, great. Bob's your uncle. Pay it with a credit card. Not a problem. Except they never seem to get anything quite right, do they? Oh, Jesus Christ. Gary Hughes, nice to hear for you. You either like a meal or you don't. Hope you're well, Ed. I'm quite fine. Oh, yeah, travel next week. Only a week or so to go. Only a week. And then I should be on my time. There's some good news and bad news about that. Okay, well, let me just say that there's an email I don't want and there's an email that I do want. I don't want an email saying your flight is being cancelled. I don't want that because I booked me flight. I booked me coach ticket to the airport. And I booked my first 4 nights hotel in Bucharest. The email that I do want is the boarding pass. Here is your boarding pass. Now, it's suspiciously late in the day because I think they usually send these things out a bit earlier now. Bearing in mind, it's only a week, just over a week to go. So hopefully I'll be getting the boarding pass pretty soon anyway. I don't want any hiccups. Kev Mack, how was the roast, Eddie? Yeah, it was absolutely. Me and my good friend, we have a Sunday roast together while we're watching all kinds of stuff on TV and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we went down very. At the end of the day, a chicken. Well, I had it with fries, not roast potatoes, but a chicken dinner. You can't go wrong with it. You just can't go wrong with it. Dutch Varang, Eddie, have you cleared the tunnel of a oh, not with you there, mate. Not with you, sorry, mate. Dutch, nomad overseas, Dutch Varang, he preaches all good stuff. Okay. Anissa Kate, handsome man. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Okay. Where are we now? Oh, geez, I'm falling behind this chat already. Jesus, do I waffle that much? Okay, do I waffle that much? Yeah, give him a mention here. Gaz77. I'm sat in the toilet dreaming about being in bed with 2 80-year-old grannies, okay? A couple of a 160-year-old sandwich, okay? Brian Street, Cobra Bear, nice. Yes, it is nice. It is. Funnily enough, this was developed by Lord Bill Amari, who's an Indian businessman. I think he has political connections, and I think it's his business. And he developed this Cobra, which is a really, really nice bear. If you travel through India, the one that you get a lot is called Kingfisher, and I thought it was a little teensy weensy bit weak, that one. I'd rather have drank this. Well, at least Asda delivered this one when I was a problem. McLaren F1 race, Eddie has a Cobra in his whatever. Melton Mowbray pork pie. The letters return back. I'm back, baby, okay? In salute of you, Melton Mowbray pork pie, there's my little evening snack, okay? In tribute to you. Nice to hear from you. Okay, we'll waffle on about what we're going to waffle on a bit now. Tommy, it's Tom Young Guy. Hello from coastal Alabama. 33 Celsius. Now that sounds interesting. Alabama is one of those American places which I would like to visit. I mean, funnily enough, whenever you hear of certain place in the world, do you not think of certain songs? Do you not think of I always think of a certain song when I hear of Alabama in a nice way. Was it 1970 or 71? Clarence Carter. Anyone remember Clarence Carter? I was raised down in Alabama on a farm way back up in the woods. I was so ragged the folks used to call me Patches. Papa used to tease me about it, but deep down inside, I knew he was here because he done all he could. Oh my God. I love that song, Patches. I love that song. One of my favorite songs. Brilliant. Never forget that one from Clown. It is the saddest song that you will ever heard, simply because there's no happy ending to it. This poor guy was, raised in Alabama, on a farm way back in the woods. In poverty. He has some amazing lines in it. My papa was a great old man. I can see him with the shovel in his hand. Oh my God, absolutely wonderful. But what it is, if you listen to that song, okay, at the start of that song, Patches, this young man who's brought up on a farm, his father dies, okay? Very, very sad. But then Patches then has to go on to look after the family. He has to feed the chicken and sort out the crops and all this kind of thing, and then do his own schoolwork. This poor bastard. I mean, oh my God Almighty, he suffers so much for his family, to take over from his deceased father. And then after all that, a strong rain came and washed all the crops away. Oh my God, that is heartbreaking after all that hard work. Then one day a strong rain came and washed all the crops away. Oh my God, that poor man. And then at the end of the song, his mum dies. So you think to yourself, all right, his dad's died. He has to bust his ass, to feed the family and see to the chickens and the crops. And then a strong wind comes and blows all the crops away. And then his mum dies. And you think, for Christ's sake, I mean, after all of this, there's got to be a happy ending. There's got to be a happy ending. But there isn't. There's no happy ending to it. Oh, my God Almighty. It's the kind of song that makes you think no matter how bad off you are in this world, there's always some poor bastard who's worse off than you are. Okay. Okay, Tom Young Guy. Okay. Hello to Alabama. Great to have you here, mate. Brentel, looks like the Royal Ivory is reopened for your next trip. Oh, you're talking about that hotel at the bottom of Soy 4 in Bangkok. Yes, it's reopened. That's good news. That's good. That is good. That is good news. Lovely hotel. Got fun. Very, very fun. That was a really, really good hotel there. Very good, guest friendly, nice people, great location, reasonable price, comfortable, bloody good stuff. So that means that I won't have to stay in there. That charming little dive that's just a couple of just round the corner from there. Okay, nice to hear from you, Brent. Yummy, lovely stuff. Isn't Cobra Beer zero alcohol? You're having a bloody laugh, aren't you? There's no such thing as zero alcohol. It's either alcohol or it's not. David Coleman, hi Eddie, you missed me. Yeah, I missed you, David. Nice to have you back, David. Nice to have you back. Shane O'Traveller, greetings, lads. Okay, greetings to you, Shane O'Traveller. Okay, now I'm going to have to zip through this chat because it's run away. Okay. Gemini Star, Eddie's on the countdown now because he's out in Romania sniffing the Romania. Bloody hope so. Okay. No. That's not what I'm looking forward to. Seeing the all the cultural stuff in Romania. Pinball, Cobra's okay. I had a bottle last Saturday. Best with the curry. Yeah, well, yeah, okay, fine. Maybe it was developed with curry in mind. I wouldn't mind a nice curry now. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Shane O'Traveller, wake up to Sweeney. Yeah. Okay, thank you. John Kay. Cobra is decent with food, but not much of a session ale. Yeah, okay, that could be a good point there, mate. Could be a good point. Gary Hughes, not owned by Walmart now, Ed. I mean, Asda's not owned by Walmart now. I didn't know that, but I mean, for what I do know about Asda, for such a huge bloody company, I mean, they need to get their act together. They're not very well organised. Chaz Brown, Walmart sold off Asda to a couple of Indian millionaires who run it now. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thanks for that. I didn't know that. David Coleman, Eddie, do you watch Audit in Britain on YouTube? Great stuff. Always filming the police. No, I've heard about that. Some people like to film police stations. Well, where I live in the police station, a bloody rather bland building. You know, I don't know what you want to. I don't know what you want to film that for. Pinball, Walmart sold Asda to a couple of Muslim guys. Okay, so they're Indian Muslims now, are they? Okay. Yummy, lovely stuff. I just can't justify cooking a meal, spend an hour plus getting it. Well, I spent 2 hours getting out, and 20 minutes plus cleaning up after only 15 minutes actually eating the food. That's a very, very good point. That's a very, very good point. A very, very good point. Okay. Let me just waffle. I've missed a few things here. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna get through that now. I'm gonna go. Apologies if I've missed anybody. Apologies if I've missed anyone. Delayed date. Are you sure about that boarding pass thing? Don't you think the budget airlines send anything to you? You don't have to log in and print your own. But yeah, well, apparently they do send an online boarding pass. I'm still waiting for it. And Nomad Overseas. Get a slow cooker. Crockpot's absolutely brilliant for making grub with little effort. You need to be patient. Gemini Star, Eddie's planning on going on a keto diet, so let's give him some encouragement, guys. Okay. Judge Ferrang, you can't eat British pies and drink on a keto. Okay. David Coleman, Eddie, you were rambling around. Let's get to the discussion. Let's get to this. All right, I'll get to the discussion, David. But remember, it's bloody nice here in the UK. Who else is doing a live stream that's worth watching at this moment? What's on the TV? The news, the same old claptrap all over again. You know, we'll get to the discussion. Pinball, Ed, I think you print the board and pass out yourself. I'm like, yeah, that is the idea. Well, I'm just waiting for it to. McLaren F1 race. This stream has gone off course already. Steady, Eddie. This stream is nuts. Why the hell not? Don't take life too seriously. Have a bit of a laugh. If it makes you smile, why ask for an explanation? It's a bit. It's all about having a bloody laugh. We'll talk about Rwanda in a minute. Some young guy, you're welcome to stay if ever you plan a USA trip. New Orleans is about 2 hours west of me. Gulf Shores, Sugar White Beaches, man. That sounds lovely. That sounds absolutely lovely. Tell me, young guy, it's great to hear you, and thanks for that information, okay? Oh, I gotta say this. Oh, God, man. Asteroid, Sweet Home, Alabama. Okay, right. That's Leonard Skinner. Didn't he have a plane crash? Is that the original lineup of Leonard Skinner? Oh, sorry to say this, but I don't like that song. I don't like that song. That song is so often played and it's overplayed. And it's one of those songs, if I'm in a bar anywhere in the world, and as soon as I hear the opening bars of that song, I think, oh, God, not this again. At least with Hotel California, I used to like that song. Sweet Home Alabama, I've never liked that song. I love Leonard Skinner and Freebird and all that, but I don't hear it like this. David Coleman, Alabama, where it's legal to marry. I'm not going to get into it. Hey, listen, I live in the southwest of England, mate. There's enough of that bloody goes on here. Kipax, okay. Thank you. Oh, Eugene Vincent, I saw a recent picture of Valerie Leon and Anita Harris together. Both Valerie Leon, she was that tall beauty, wasn't she, from the early 70s? Tall beauty from the early 70s. She was on the high karate advert, wasn't she, where she chucked around this little man. Oh, I wouldn't mind being thrown around by her. Let's see, David. Okay, we'll waffle on a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to waffle on the chat. I'm going to get to the point in a minute. Okay, Patriots one. I checked flights from Helsinki to Bucharest for September, €117 going back. Yeah, and the weather. Yeah, okay, good for you, mate. Oh, good for you. Jamie 236. Well done on helping the Asda guy. I do some part-time grocery delivery. I would say only 2% of people help, no matter how bad it is. Yeah, absolutely. And I give him a tip as well. I gave him a tip. You gave him a tip. The guy's got a living to make. This is the southwest of England. People aren't very well paid there. I gave the guy a tip. A few quid. If he does 10 deliveries again, if everyone gives him that as a tip, then he's done all right. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna go back a little to. Okay. John Mitch. Right, here we go. Let's crack on with the Monday night discussion. Not too heavy. Let's be light-hearted about it. Everyone chill out. John Mitch. Hiya, just joined the stream. About Rwanda. Most of the refugees are economic, not fleeing persecution. Situation for those economic refugees in Rwanda will be much better than what they had in Calais. Okay, right. Now, for those who are in maybe America or Australia or whatever, who don't really understand what we're talking about, what has happened, right? Nice to hear from you, by the way, John Mitch, yes? What has happened is that we've got a terrible refugee crisis. For the last couple of years, there's people, smugglers, gangsters who are bunging people in dinghies and sending them across the channel from France, and they're sending them across to Dover, Dover, Calais, no, they're sending them across the channel to Dover, and then we're putting them up in bloody hotels that the rest of us can't afford, and we're getting thousands and thousands of people, and sometimes it has disastrous consequences. There was a case recently where I believe it was 27 people, refugees, died in their attempts at crossing the channel. It's terrible, and all that. And something's got to be done about it. Well, you don't know who these refugees are. They come from countries like Syria and Eritrea and lots of other countries. You don't really know who they are. Who are these people? I mean, most of them they're economic refugees. That's what they are. They've heard about our generous benefit system. Yet that's for damn sure. But there could be some terrorists amongst them, or unshady people with long criminal records. We don't know, so we have to do something about it, right? We've got to do something about it. So eventually, the government has come up with the idea: once they get here, house them in camps for a while, and then fly them all to Rwanda. Yeah, there's an agreement with the Rwandan government that now we can send these refugees to Rwanda and just keep them there, put them on a one-way ticket. Okay. Now, it sounds a bit bizarre. But you've got to do something. You just can't let this refugee thing go on, this crisis. There's thousands and thousands of them coming across the channel every year. It costs them amounts of money, and it's at the safety of Britain, because we don't know who these people are. We need to stop being a soft touch country. Everyone in Britain, every last person in Britain, working class, middle class, man, women, even maybe some children, they know one fact about Britain: we are a soft touch country. We have this very, very generous benefit system. We're politically correct, and when people from other countries arrive at our shores on dinghies, the next thing you know, we're putting them up hotels and giving them generous benefits. They know about that before they come here. They have the opportunity to stay in other countries along the way, countries like Germany, France, places like that, but they don't want to stay there. Is it because those countries are not a soft touch country like Britain is? Listen, mate, I've been Middle Eastern countries, I've been India, places like that. I met some of the locals there, and they've often said to me, "What is it about your country of England? You have this generous benefit system that they know about this in other countries. They know all about it. They're rubbing their bloody hands together. Oh, we can get free accommodation, generous benefits, claim this, that, and everything else. No wonder they don't want to stay in France or Germany. They want to come here. They want to live their life of Riley here. They are economic migrants. They're motivated by Oh, nice to hear from you, John Mish. Okay, send me a little piece about that, right? So let's go on. Let me see now. Cats and Good Coffee. Nice to hear from you. For your information, recently a guy that I know was in a multi-entry voucher volunteer visa left Thailand. He expected to be able to come back to Thailand because the visa is multi-entry, and Thai police didn't allow it. Okay, thanks for that. Okay, Gemini Star. I don't often drink weekdays, but I'm going to crack one open for Eddie and the boys this evening. Thank you. Cheers for that. Cheers for that. Anyway. David Coleman, Eddie, I filled out all the paperwork for full retirement. I have 6 months to go, and then the real traveling will start. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Okay. Yeah, it's Iceland, man. Okay. I'm falling behind a little bit about the chat, but let's talk about Rwanda now. We've waffled on about other things. Iceland, man. He's retired out in Thailand, so always nice to hear from. Iceland, man. Forget Rwanda. Send them to Mexico, and Uncle Joe and Auntie Kamala will welcome them into the good old. No, I don't think we want to do that. I don't really think. Forget Rwanda. I mean, why Rwanda? Obviously, there's an agreement. Oh, God, what these African countries. Oh my God, they're a corker, aren't they? They're a corker. I was watching something earlier on reports earlier. Equatorial New Guinea, yes, small African country, could be a rich country. They got oil there. They got oil, and Americans and other trying to exploit all the oil that they've got off the shore. So, the leader of Equatorial New Guinea, yes, is inviting companies to come in and have the oil, offshore, and obviously, and who's actually pocketing all the money that they're getting from the oil? Is it the poor people in the streets of Equatorial New Guinea who were benefiting from the oil wealth that's coming in? Is it? It's like hell it is. It's the corrupt leader. He's living in big bloody mansions. He owns mansions in Los Angeles. The poor bastards are starving in the streets. And his son likes Paris, apparently. He's got a thing. He likes driving around Paris in a Rolls Royce and shopping with expensive suits and jewelry and all this kind of thing. Well, the people in Equatorial New Guinea are starving in the streets. Oh, they're wonderful, these kind of places, aren't they? They're absolutely wonderful. Delboy 1916. Eddie, you checking online yourself, then print it out. Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. I'm just waiting for the email. Usually you get an email, don't you? Okay, let me just see you now. Okay, let me see. Okay, so let me just see. Let me just see that. Let me just see. Kickback, send them to Pattaya. Oh, yeah, sure, they bloody love that, wouldn't they? McLaren F1 race. The Rwandan sun looks better than Britain. Let's go. And they got loads of gorillas there in Rwanda. It's one of the best places for gorillas. What wasn't that film Gorillas in the Mist? Wasn't that set somewhere around Rwanda? All those lovely. Oh, I'd love to meet all those gorillas. I wouldn't mind a flight to Rwanda. Luke Van Pruin. I'm at the Melbourne airport heading to Bali now. Very busy here. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Ernest Connell, does Rwanda have a walking street? Well, bloody Walking Dead, more like. Let's see. Stephen Gamble, can't blame anyone wanting to escape France. They have the opportunity to stay in France. This is the issue. They have the opportunity to stay in France, but they don't want to stay there. Why? Because the French are obviously not a soft touch country the way Britain is. That's the reason. And what I'd like to bloody know, they're supposed to be paying thousands of pounds to these smugglers, aren't they? Where do these refugees get the thousands of pounds from? Just pay the smugglers. I can't figure that one out. El Terrifico, I was thinking about, whatever. I'm not going to go there. That's a nasty thing to say. Gary Hughes, we've imported an army of fighting age men. Go figure. Oh, okay. What I'd like to know, when some of the refugees that came in, from Syria a couple of years ago, They were all bloody men with designer haircuts. They had mobile phones, nice still mobile phone. They wore nice clothes. They had a bloody designer haircut, the type of haircut that would cost you an arm and a leg if you tried to get that haircut on my local high street here in England. I mean, what are you telling me that they as part of traveling across the channel, they bring their own bloody hairdresser with them? David Coleman, they're all young men. They are dangerous to the people in England and it's costing the government millions. We need to stop it. The answer is we need to stop being a software. No, the idea, it seems bizarre. I don't think it will work. Do you think it will work? Like, thousands of people are coming across the channel in dinghies, okay? They're arriving here. And already the protests are starting about sending these people to Rwanda, whatever the deal is. Obviously, Rwanda's getting a backhanded or something like that. Right. Oh, apparently, it's going to cost the British government far less to send them to Rwanda. Okay, there's a plane leaving tomorrow. Okay, to Rwanda. Thousands of people come across the channel in dinghies. They're going to get the first flight out tomorrow to Rwanda. Do you know how many people are going to be on it? Some say 11. Some say 7. 7 people. The man's going to get 7 bloody people on that airplane. Oh, it's not getting off to a good start and all that. And as for all the people who were protesting, say it's inhuman. For the last couple of years, we've had people bloody outraged that they're coming across the channel in dinghies, and now people are outraged. You get some other people who are outraged. We're sending them to Rwanda. Okay, so all the people who were outraged that we're sending them to Rwanda. If you want those people to stay here, fair enough, so they can come and live in your house. I think they should only be allowed to protest about just sending them to Rwanda if the person who protests agrees that they can stay in his house or live next door to him. Oh, Jesus. A nomad overseas, if they're safe in France, why are they so determined to get to the UK? Because we're a softer touch than France is. Nick Ross, Eddie, did you ever try any of the African girls in Bangkok? Many hugs around Sukhumvit. I met some amazing ones who inhabited the bars. I've seen some of them. Some of them look like nice chicks. I never actually indulged. But, Patriots is one. Refugee crisis part of the agenda to destroy nations, okay? Nick Ross, many from Rwanda, as there was an awful war on there. Rwandan chicks. Do you ever think about anything else other than hot chicks? I mean, we're talking about refugees here and an awful war on there. There was genocide. Yeah, it does seem fairly. I mean, you don't have to go back very, very long, do you? Only the 1970s? No, it was less than that. Was it? It could even have been the 90s, was it, when there was genocide? There was millions killed. That's bloody dreadful. David Coleman, England is woke. Political correctness is terrible. Well, a lot of Europeans, countries are, but we're as bad as anyone else. Cats and good coffee. Steady Eddie Live. This is not casual. This is not casual. This has been orchestrated social engineering. Okay. Let me see. Gary Hughes. It's costing the taxpayer $6 million a day in hotels. They're being housed. They're coming across in dinghies, and they're being housed in hotels like the Hilton and places like that. For Christ's sake, the kind of hotels that the rest of us couldn't afford to stay in, and they're putting these refugees. It's bloody bizarre. It's bizarre. It's something has got to be. You've got to do something. I know this idea of putting them on play. If it's going to eventually, all right, tomorrow there's about 7 or 11 people going to be on an airplane there. That's nothing. But if you've got to do something, you cannot. People, I've heard these so-called experts saying, this is not the answer to Rwanda. All right, well, what is the? We've been trying to find the answer for years now, and we still have. No one's come up with it. You've got to do something. This kind of seems like a bizarre and balmy answer. Well, let's just get on with it. Give it a go. Esau, man, it is easy to stop illegal. Okay, tell us the easy way. David Coleman, same in Canada, it's the left-wing government. Ernest Connell, I would move there for the 20 stone women. Apparently, Rwanda is, I've never been there, but apparently Rwanda is quite a, it's quite a spectacular country. And, I've heard some good reports. And I've also heard about Rwanda, if you go on holiday there, and I haven't been there, so I don't like comment on countries I've never been to, but I have heard that it is actually quite expensive to go there. It's, hotels and all this kind of stuff. Devil's Den. Can you imagine going to Thailand and expecting the Thais to pay for your hotel and give you a couple of £100 a week? No, because Thailand is not a soft touch country the way Britain is. David Coleman, illegal immigrants in Canada get more money than people on their pension. That's bloody disgraceful. That's terrible. That's terrible. I mean, people on their pension, presumably these are people who have worked hard all their lives and, paid money into the tax system. Nick Ross, Tony Blair got his knighthood today. Robin Cook said only 15,000 people would come to the UK. Then Tony Blair, then 350,000 came to the UK, mostly Islamists. Okay. What's this? The Clan F1 race. Maybe Pattaya Bays will emigrate to Dover, Eddie. I'm pretty sure there's a few of them that have come in through the back door. Dutch Farang. Imagine arriving at Bangkok airport and they divert you to Benetton. This is getting bizarre. Someone accused me of being bizarre. This is getting a bit bizarre. Let me see. Who's this? Sorry, apologies. A big apologies if I've skipped anyone else. Hopefully I'll get it next time. Many lessons. I believe they're the dark forces that control the UK. Government establishment. They also fund and enable the migrants' journeys. It isn't going to stop. It's called the Great Replacement. Well, I tell you what, it's not going to stop. If thousands of people are crossing the bloody channel and we're sending 7 people at a time on a bloody jumbo jet. That's not the way to do it. El Terrifico, 7 immigrants on a jumbo jet. Okay. David Coleman, you will have nothing. You will be happy. The Great Reset. Okay, fine. Patriotist One. Yeah, I was visiting a refugee camp in Finland. Their rooms had McDonald's food. Everyone Levi's jeans, new stickers and what's it again? I think Nigel Farage on his channel he exposed this. Some refugees came over last year, and as well as being welcomed and put them in hotels, they also gave them a bit of entertainment. They gave some of these refugees a guided tour of Anfield, Liverpool Football Club. Cheer them up a bit, after coming all that way. Give them a nice, paid for by the British taxpayer, of course. Give them a nice guided tour of Anfield, and they were made up with that. I mean, if they're coming here on all this way and on dinghies, okay. Don't just leave them bored in a luxury hotel. Come on, give them an excursion or two as well to cheer them up. Gemini Star, politicians are the biggest lies on the face of this earth. Yeah, kind of agree with that statement. Judge Farang, I love those shows on TV showing immigrants in love with British ladies, like Eddie's 20 stone wife. Okay, fine, thank you. Nick Ross, the lawyers make way too much money defending the illegal refugees. That's absolutely vicious. Sounds like a vicious circle, doesn't it? Stephen Booth, good live stream, Eddie. Off to the south of France in the morning, so I'm in good spirits. I don't blame you, mate. Good for you. South of France, beautiful there. Have I ever been to the south of France? I was on a coach trip once, and I went down to the south of France. Stopped off at a beautiful, beautiful little town with a Roman amphitheatre in I think the Provence area, and the town was called Orange. I spelled like orange, yeah, around a lot of lovely, lovely stuff. And then went along the French, beautiful. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Good for you. I said, man, world population was 3 billion in 1960 and is 8 billion today. And all the increase is coming from the third world. Yeah, that's it. I know it sounds like a harsh thing to say, but all these people were, these people, with loads of starving children and all this kind of. Well, what are they having children for? If they can't feed, they should be out. I know it's a nasty thing to say, but it's the same in Britain. Okay, it's just don't forget it's the same in Britain. In Britain, you get you get people complaining, like people on benefits complain. I've got no money. I can't afford to feed me kids. Okay, what are you bloody having kids for in the first place? Kipax. Anyone housed any Ukrainians? Yeah. There was that story, wasn't it? The blonde one came over and stayed in the house and then ended up buggering off with the husband. Oh my God Almighty! So some of their beautiful girls. No, I seriously, I hope everything. I feel for the people out in that part of the world. I really, really do. I hope it all. I wish them the best of luck anyway. Yogi Bear, they've come here without a visa. Send them back from where they came from. France is a safe country. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I mean, come on, let's be honest with this. The French are taking the piss out of us. They are. They don't care. They're allowing them to board dinghies. The French authorities know what's going on. They're allowing them to board the dinghies and sending them over here. Jamie 296, Australia has next to no sea-bound illegal immigrants since 2013, when they made clear that anyone arriving illegally would forfeit their right to ever permanently settle in Australia. And who can argue with that? Who can argue with that? Who can argue with that? David Coleman, I'm not going to joke about it. I'm not going to joke about that. What's going on in that part of the world is terrible, and I hope all the good people are safe. I really, really do. And no matter overseas, the people out protesting about human rights are the same who would call the police if the travellers set up camp near their neighbourhoods. Stalin called these people useful idiots. Yeah, I agree. I thought the bit about Stalin, he was a bastard. He was responsible for murdering millions. Terrible, bad man. But yeah, there's so much hypocrisy, isn't there, man? There's so much hypocrisy. All these politically correct won't do good, as let them come here and let them stay and all the rest of it. You house them next door, and they'd soon have something to say about it. David Coleman, left-wing protesters glued themselves to the pavement in England. They've always done strange things like that in this country, haven't they? Left-wing glue themselves to the pavement. In Britain, we've always done bizarre things to protest. Didn't want the suffragettes, or some of them, they chained themselves to the railings at in the Houses of Parliament or something like that. One of them. I don't know if it was Emily Pankhurst or it was one of them. One of them threw herself in front of a bloody horse during a horse race. What a way of protesting like that. I mean, it's all very well, except you wouldn't be alive to see the results of it. Gemini Star. Do you remember the Afghan refugees? I don't know if they were Afghan, they maybe been other nationalities. Do you remember the refugees who were allowed into Germany that ended up groping German women? Absolutely, yeah, I do remember that. Was that in the city of Cologne? The Germans welcomed all these refugees in. They looked after them. And then, I think it happened on a New Year's Eve in Cologne. All these refugees were going around groping, women. Yeah, I do remember that. Absolutely bloody awful. Dutch Farang, I had a Rwandan side girl once. You could jump very good. Good for there, mate. Lewis C, there's a shortage of hot chicks there. They should let only hot women in, okay? Nick Ross, Eddie, the UK lawyers make too much money via the illegals. Has to be stopped. Yeah, absolutely. Well, the lawyers are all bloody rattlesnakes anyway. Cats and good coffee. Gary Hughes. Same in Spain. Moroccans and other Africans arrive into the Canary Islands with better clothes and phones than you and me. And NGOs put them in the best hotels in the Canary Islands. One day, yeah, okay. Popcorn. The government sees it as an opportunity for creating jobs. As imagine how many social workers, interpreters, and support system is needed. Okay, that's a fair comment. Fair comment. Nice to hear from you. Hard Tulip, thanks for coming on tonight, Edward. Okay, thank you. Nice of you to be here. Leeds, taxpayers are paid to have a dilapidated hotel done up to house the Afghanistans. Let's see. Do you think their taxpayers would do that for us? Okay. John Mitch, I had an African Tanzanian chick I met on Soy 4. I'm not going to repeat yours to see. I'm not going to repeat the second half of that, mate. Come here a minute. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Sorry if I'm just jumping because I'm well behind with the chat here. Okay. Devil's down. Good, yeah. David Coleman, you really opened a can of worms in this conversation, Eddie. I think that's David's polite way of saying I'm well behind with the chat. Tulip. No, that's off it. Let's see. Oh, something about Thatcher. Lewis C. Thatcher sold all the council houses. That's why they are in hotels. I'm left wing, but agree with the government on this. Something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. But I don't know. It's I wouldn't build my hopes on this one solving the problem. I mean, there's already protest. The first plane is going out tomorrow with whether you believe 7 or 11 people on it. Come on, I mean, it's not getting off to a good start, is it? David Coleman. It was all the fault of Germany, Angela Merkel. Or let them in years ago. Well, yeah, I mean, a few years when the Syrian, and that was a dreadful situation in Syria, a terrible situation. You can't make light of it. Absolutely bloody awful. But the Germans, let them in. They were welcoming them in. But they seem to be, a lot of them seem to be coming through Bavaria. Wasn't it the case where the Bavarian, Bavarian mayor, was so, Merkel was letting them into Germany, and these Bavarian towns were filling up with refugees, and didn't he put a lot of them on a bus and send them to Berlin or something like that? It's it's a very very it's really 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 bizarre. It's okay them coming here if they are gonna contribute and work hard, but let's be realistic. You don't always know. Sorry to say, but there will be terrorists among some of these people. There will be. Hard Tulip, UK is overpopulated. Not easy to get a decent job like it was in the 60s and 70s. But I don't know, there seems to me to be plenty of work around now, to be honest with you. I mean, you can't get a taxi when you want one. The whole country seems to be short-staffed, which I think is a pretty good thing, really. But I don't think the idea of, bringing dingy divers here is the answer somehow. Johnny B, nice to hear from you. If illegal immigrants arrive in the UK, the boat should be turned around. We are full. We have our own housing crisis. My question is, where will they be homed? Where will they be homed? In here? They're going to stay in hotels, first of all, and then they'll probably be given, all the benefits imaginable. Nice to hear from you, Johnny, anyway. Dutch Farang, is this really going to be a politics stream again? Dutch Farang, I mean, early on in the stream, I was waffling on about all kinds of politics, and people were saying, come on, get on with the issue. Like, so you got to talk about something, mate. You got to talk about something. Devil's Den, the EU needs to start taking responsibility for the migrants in their countries rather than turning a blind eye. Absolutely. Turning a blind eye to the illegals, okay. There's got to be a reason, hasn't there? There's got to be a reason. Why are they risking their lives? And don't forget, some months ago, maybe it was last year, 27 people were sadly killed in a dinghy crossing the channel. Perilous journey, dreadful. They're overcrowding these dinghies. 27 people were killed. Very, 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 very tragic. But why are they willing to risk their lives to cross the channel, to come to England, Britain, when they have the opportunity to stay in France or other European countries? Why are they doing that? It is simply because, it can't be for any other reason. It's because those are the countries and not a soft touch the way that Britain is a soft touch. That's the reason, okay? We need to stop being a soft touch country, okay? Nick Ross, Eddie, we have an island off the coast of Scotland with an anthrax on it. Put them all on there. A bit like devils. Or we could send them to the Falklands. We could always. I mean, they wanted to come to Britain, didn't they? We could always send them out to the Falklands. I mean, Falklands is Britain. The Falklands, that's British, isn't it? You know, send them all to the Falklands. You know, and then you start filling up the Falklands with refugees. Well, you know, it'll stop the bloody Argentinians invading the place again, won't it? Yeah, you know. It's all bizarre. I'm sure there's got to be a better system of doing it. Let's see, Cats and Go Coffee. Cities like Barcelona and Marseille were once great cities and now are dumpsters. I haven't been to either of those particular cities, but you know something, I did go. I'm going to be careful the way I say this. I did go a few years ago to Munich, yes. And from Munich, good city. I went along to some of the castles in Bavaria, lovely stuff and all like that. And I always got the feeling that in Munich, a place like that, I always thought they were full of blonde-haired, blue-eyed people. And I've never seen so many immigrants, there. Okay. Gemini Star. Guys, I think we should start speaking about Romania and the hairy muffs. That's for another day. Lewis C. With overpopulation, war, global warming, it will only get worse. The world is knackered up. Just go to Pattaya and enjoy while you can. It's the fault of both parties in this country. Okay? I'll go out there and have a Thai sandwich. Oh, wait a minute. I had one the other month, didn't I? Okay. Delayed Dave, I'm so surprised to read some of the comments on there. Truly unpleasant. Sounds like 90. No, we don't want to go down that route, Dave. Apologies if anyone's taking offense at any of the comments. I'm a reasonable guy. I'm sure a lot of people here are reasonable. But the thing is, you cannot allow, the point that we're making there, you cannot allow people from other countries to come in here and walk all over us. And let's be honest with you, that's what a lot of them are doing. David Coleman, okay. I like Nigel. He's a little right wing. I think he's a bit more than that, mate. But he's telling us, I like Nigel Farage. It's a pity he will never be prime minister because I can't see him compromising and joining the Conservative Party. I really can't see that. Category coffee like this. It was just so okay, fine. Oh, Prince Charles. What about all the homeless Varang living in Ireland without visas? Prince Charles is one of them who's voiced his opinion All of a sudden, Prince Charles, that bloody, that the big nosed pillock who likes, with his, his big ears. All of a sudden, he's thrown his two pennants worth in, hasn't he? Said, it's you, it's not good. It's terrible. What the bloody? He should stick to talking to plants, that pillock. I mean, what is he suggesting? All the refugees should come and stay in Buckingham Palace. Perhaps they should all fill up Buckingham Palace. See how he likes that. Yogi Bear, why Myanmar boat people headed for Thailand? The Navy stopped them and told them if they're going in any further to Thailand, they would sink them. That's what it's like about Thailand. They take no crap. Yeah, that's good. That sounds good to me. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Let me see now. David Coleman, the bush on those African women are like Brillo pads. Okay, I think we've done that one, yeah. Sultan and Vegan, just tune in. We'll be watching 52 minutes before the live action. Hope you well, Eddie. That's a mysterious looking T-shirt. Oh, that one there. Oh, that's one of those ones at the bottom, second row. It's comfortable. It's comfortable. It's comfortable. Johnny B. Okay, let's just pour the rest of this stuff out here. Just poured the rest of my Cobra beer out here. Lovely stuff. This beautiful stuff. Lovely stuff. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Very, very nice. Tasty stuff. 130 people in the chat. This is getting popular. Johnny B, no benefit should be given out until they will contribute to our system for at least 5 years. I don't see the appeal personally. We can't all wait to bugger off out of the UK. Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly, mate. Any benefits in this country should be given to the people who've worked hard and who have, contributed to the system. Let's bear in mind that some British people have never worked hard and contributed into the system, but that's another story. You know what I mean? But the fact is, we have an overgenerous soft touch benefit system, and people in other countries know all about this. We're in the digital age. People have access to mobile phones, internet in other countries. They know all about our benefit system, which is why they want to come here. I have met people in India, in Turkey, and in other countries, and they have often said to me, locals there, have said, what is it about your country? Why do you have this overgenerous benefit system? You invite people in. The next thing they want to swallow up all your bloody benefits and take advantage of it. We need to stop being the soft touch. That's the answer. Get tough. McLaren F1 get down to basics, Eddie. Are you going to go hard monger in Romania? I'm going to Romania because I've never been there before, and I like traveling. That's why I'm going there. Just for Ang, Poland is given €10 a day. Yeah, okay. What? I didn't think they had that much. Okay. Man, I would have to have suitable accommodation, a minimum salary of 18,000 if I wanted to take my Thai wife to the UK. I would have to have suitable accommodation, a minimum salary of 18,600 quid if I wanted to take my Thai wife to the UK. That sounds fairly specific. Let me see now. John Mitch, you never sold us how much was your Thai sandwich. Oh, come on, man. I've done a video about, about prices and all this kind of stuff in Thailand. We don't need to come down to how much your sandwich is. Oh. Okay, Chaz J, go and get your poor pie, Eddie. That's all the man got on for. Okay. Prince Charles, they can stay in the palace. It's not my home. It's getting better than this. Chucksy, John Miss, he made a vlog about it. He was in Pass a few months back. Okay. Cats and good coffee. It's any of these short and cryptos and stocks to make the best of these days crash. Hey, that would, I don't want to talk too much about it because that's beside the subject, but that bloody cryptocurrency is, I've thought about it, but never actually indulged in it. It looks like it's falling through the floor right now, doesn't it? That cryptocurrency. Oh well, I don't think I'll be investing in any of that. Gemini Star. I've got a soft spot for Prince Charles because I've seen him many, many times. Doing what? You've seen him doing what? David Coleman, send them off to the Falklands to F sheep. Yeah, there's sheep and there's penguins there and all that. Well, what the hell's the bloody Falklands doing? I mean, sooner or later the Argentinians are going to invade that place because we all know there's 60 billion barrels of oil there down that way. We all know that. Send all the refugees to the Falklands. Let them form a little community down there. Keep the Argentinians. Just a thought. Just a thought. Yogi Bear, surprised no one in the chat is called Rwanda bound. Okay. There's only 7 people Rwanda bound at this very moment, mate, so I wouldn't build my hopes up. Tampa guy, Prince Charles comes off so pretentious, you have to find some way to humanize him. If you're the Queen, he's almost like a robot. I don't think he is like I think robots can talk properly, can't they? I mean, how can I do a Prince Charles impersonation? I've never actually managed to perfect that one. I think it goes something like, I think it goes something like that. It's bloody terrible. Have you seen him? He can't string a sentence together. Devil's Dance. Just sing 2 boats in leave afterwards. That's a nasty thing to say. I'm nasty. Let me see. Let's see. Prince Charles, a Thai charity has revealed that a growing number of Westerners, around 200 at present. Well, let me read this again. Sorry. Whatever. A Thai charity revealed that a growing number of Westerners, around 200 at present, are sleeping rough on the streets of Southeast Asian nation in areas of Chiang Mai to Phuket. Yeah, there are some rough sleepers inside, Westerners who are out there. I've heard of this one told me a story about, a guy, a Western guy, I don't know which country he was from. He went out to Thailand and, lived a life of Riley and blew all his money, ended up absolutely skint, and then couldn't afford the flight home and ended up sleeping rough. He couldn't afford the flight home back to his own country. That's really bad. That's someone who is seriously not disciplined with money. Well, let's see this one again. Will Smith, get my wife's real pad here. Got to say this one properly. Get my wife's Brillo pad out your effing mouth. That's how you say that one. Okay. Prince Charles. Yeah, we've already done that one. I'm repeating myself now. Prince Charles. Many do so as a result of alcoholism, drug use, and haven't spent all their money on local women. Yeah, that's it. Be disciplined with money, mate. Be disciplined with money. Some people aren't. No sympathy for. I don't really have a great deal of sympathy for Westerners who go out to Thailand and end up bloody skinned. Yeah, if you've got no discipline with money, you shouldn't be going out there. Dutch Farang, I dissed myself in comments with contents of harmful. Yeah, I agree with it. Apologies if anyone's, it's. I don't think it's coming from me. I mean, but no comments about human life. I mean, that's not a trivial matter. That is. Red wine, yes, that's bloody good value. Oh, behave. You're going to Romania to do some dirty mongrel. I don't lie to anyone, mate. I don't lie to anyone. No, I never lie. I don't believe that Romania's got loads of hot ladies at this moment in time. I really, really don't believe it. One of the reasons that I've always wanted to go there, but also at £36.50 for a return ticket plane ticket. I couldn't resist that. But I think all the hot, sexy ladies have probably left Romania and they're probably somewhere else by now. Tommy Young Guy, the wealthy elite console will watch gleefully when the masses are swarmed by third world uneducated trash. It's like watching a cockfight. Thank you. Mick, man, illegal is illegal, end of. We're not in the EU now. Now, that's a good point. Okay. Okay. Now, the thing is, I have mixed feelings about, coming out of the EU. But the fact is, you can't have European countries telling us who we should and shouldn't have. You can't have Europe, Brussels, telling us that you should have more immigrants in your country. We're British. We'll decide that. We'll decide who comes in and out of our country. We're out of the EU now, so let's let's behave like we're out of the EU. No one should tell us what to do. Nick Franco, I'm USA. We have a caravan of 15,000 about to crash the border and disperse into safe, quiet communities all over the country. This is all by design. Good luck to you, mate. Good luck to you. Let me see. Okay. Gaz77, I'm going to sell you a pair of my dirty socks for 20 quid. 20 quid, I've paid that. I haven't paid that for clean ones, mate. Who's this? Juan Carlos. Headed to Nicaragua tomorrow for a few days or longer before I come back to Costa Rica. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Costa Rica, I thought was overrated. Nicaragua, a quirky classic. Well worth a visit. Well worth a visit. And Nomad Overseas. Dutch Farang, yeah, I think standard of living in Poland has risen quite a lot. Many Polish people here have moved back now as wages, they are increasing. Okay, good for you. I'll tell you what, mate. I will tell you what. It's squeaky door time. Okay. Let's get rid of that. I'm back. Let's see what the comments are. Thailand bound. Is that the real Thailand bound? Yes, you at it again, Ed. Oh, okay. Hopefully it is the real. Hello if it is. And if it isn't, no hello. Nick Ross. Prince Charles, do you have a double ladyboy sandwich? No, I'll be bucket if I do anything like that. Let's see. Hard Tulip, Eddie, it's free to go to university in Germany. It's £9,300 a year. Oh, God almighty. Nick Ross, we have corrupt government on both sides of the house. We need a revolution, okay? Power to the people, mate. Nomad Overseas, it's not just crypto that's down, it's entire market is starting to collapse. And now Fed saying they'll raise rates by this is getting really dark. This is getting doom and gloom. This is getting doom and gloom. The Clan F1 race. Eddie, are you going to visit the weird Count Dracula Castle Palace? I'm done with it. It's in Transylvania, but there's no evidence that either Bram Stoker ever went there or or Vlad the Impaler went there. It's in a place called, close to the town called Brasnov or whatever it's called. And it's called Bram Castle. And hopefully I will be going there. Can't wait. David Coleman, Oliver Cromwell had the right idea. Oh no, that's a bit dark. I am tilt. I don't blame the refugees. I blame the government. Okay, thank you. Sean the Prawn. Hi, Eddie. Interesting discussion tonight. What do you think causes human trafficking? What do you think causes human trafficking? Well, if you phrase it like that, human trafficking, what causes it is bloody greed. Gangsters who want to make money, who want to exploit vulnerable people. That's what causes human trafficking. Nick Ross, get rid of all the royal family after ER2 goes. Okay, fine, fair enough. Gary Hughes, Bernie Winters and Prince Charles separated that bird. Yeah, okay. How would you do? How would if Bernie Winters, that gormless bloody crap comedian from the 1970s, if him and Prince Charles done a double act, how would the catchphrase go? A cross between a Bernie Winters and Prince Charles catchphrase. How would it go? I think it would go something like this. I think it goes something like that. Okay. Prince Charles, they do this, don't they? Okay, thank you. East Sandman, Prince Charles had a good heart. He adopted a ginger kid. Okay, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. Prince Charles, at least I knobbed Diana twice. They were a knob couple there. I mean, do you remember the royal wedding 1981? I mean, I seem to recall the royal wedding. Did it come before or after the Toxteth riots? I was living in Toxteth at the time, and I remember these bloody appalling riots. And let's say it come within weeks of the royal wedding. I can't remember which came first, but was it the royal wedding or was it the Toxteth riots which came first? I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't, but I do remember both of them. Prince Charles and Diana. They were an odd couple, weren't they? I mean, he was like kind of serious, and she was like a young girl, I think she only 19? No, she was 20. I think she was that's only a kid, 20 years old. She was only a kid when he married him. And let's be honest, she married him because she wanted to be a princess, because she wanted to be a queen. She didn't marry him for his handsome bloody Clark Gable looks, did she? I mean, she married him because she wanted to be a queen. Bit of an odd relationship anyway. But Prince Charles, at least I knobbed Diana twice. Okay, are you sure, mate? Maybe you only knobbed her once. Johnny B, if we're out of the EU, why can't we control our own borders? I don't understand. Because we're a soft touch country. We need to get to, I think, possibly that some of the current cabinet, maybe the Prime Minister, maybe Priti Patel, are starting, I say, to get a little bit tougher. Because that's what we need, to start to get a little bit tougher. They've got to be brave and be a bit tougher. This political correctness has got out of hand. And, at least we no longer have the, Europe telling us who we can and can't have in our own country. They're still trying to wave that Human Rights Act at us and all that. But we need to get tough, mate. We need to get tough. We need to put the foot down. Okay, John Mitch. Not many alcoholics have discipline with money. Well, I do. No, just I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not an alcoholic, even though it sometimes may look like I'm one. Yeah, you got to have discipline with money. Alcoholics who have no discipline, yeah, absolutely. If they're going out to Thailand and just piddling the money up against the wall and yeah, and having Thai sandwiches left, right, and centre, it's okay doing that, but be disciplined with your money. And if they've got no discipline with money, then they're stupid. Let me see now. Let me see now. EU, okay. EU, David Coleman, the EU was a stupid idea right from the start. Well, it was a bit of a dumb idea. Barry from EastEnders, I'm 4,000 pounds down on crypto. Oh, better than you than me, mate. Thailand bound. I can prove it's me. I sent you a message on Messenger, Mr. Sweeney. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see. Because there is a fake Thailand bound, and it's difficult for me to know the real one. Let me see now. I haven't even started this bloody phone. Well, it would have come in on the. It would have come in there anyway, wouldn't it? Okay, let me see. Let me see. Hard chill, but in the 1960s you could finish your factory job. But in the 1960s, you could finish a factory job and walk into another factory job in the same. Do you know something? I used to hear that when I was a young man, because I was born the wrong generation. I used to feel envious of people who used to say that, because I was brought up in the recession generation, and in the 1980s, you couldn't get a bloody job anywhere, which is why I left the place. Okay. Oh, so it is the real Peter. It is the real Peter. Okay, so it's the real Peter. He sent me a message on Facebook. So that is actually the real Peter in the chat. Okay, fine. Thank you. Nice to hear from you anyway, Peter. Okay, so let me see. Thailand bound. This is contagious. I might have to do a Tuesday night stream. Well, I'm doing a Tuesday night stream as well. So think about that. I'm doing a Tuesday night stream. But nice to hear from you, Peter, anyway. McLaren F1 race. Cheers, Eddie. Transylvania Ahoy. We want to see the count, matey. Okay, I want to see the count. I'll be the count. Children of the night. What music they make. Okay. Nick Ross. Eddie, you'll lose your way in the Romanian Black Forest. They do say once lost there is no way out. Okay. You're talking about a Black Forest gatto? Here we go. Devil's Den, Bitcoin down 13% today alone. Some people going to be a bit upset. 13%, I think be a bit more than I've heard that it slumps more than I've never ever investigated. I've never invested in any of that, to be honest with you. I don't think I will now. David Comer, thank all the gods that are not buying into Bitcoin. I almost did. No, I don't think I'll be doing any of that. John Mitz, the University of Life is a free UK. Whatever. Diane Abbott, Prince Charles knobbed me twice. Really? Well, did you say he's a bit short-sighted? Hard Tulip, Andrew wants his royal position back. What a nerve. I don't know. What position does he like exactly? Probably a perverted one. Nick Ross was screwing a Rwanda girl in Bangkok the night Diana died in 1977. Remember it well. That's a good way of remembering things. A good way. Good for you, mate, anyway. Here we go. Here's something interesting. Enoch, I said, man, Enoch was right. Okay. Enoch, do you know any Enoch Powell jokes? I know some of them. I still know Enoch Powell jokes to this day, even though he wasn't really of my generation. I know Enoch Powell, but sadly I couldn't repeat them here. Not politically correct. Lewis C. Charles and Di went to Thailand in the 1980s. In 1988, my bar girlfriend told me he had Thai lady in the old court. You don't believe it. You wouldn't believe a bloody bar girl, would you? Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. She's probably heard it from a friend of a friend of a cousin. Charles, going in, having a bit of rumpy pumpy with a Thai bed. She'd probably bloody kill him. Oh, oh no. Yogi Bear, Eddie, the Liverpool riot was 36 hours before the royal wedding. Was it really? Was it? I know it was. It was. It was very, very close to that time. 36 hours before the royal wedding. Jesus Christ Almighty. The thing is, I was living about a mile away from the heart of the riots. They were in Upper Parliament Street, and I was living Smithdown Road, in the Toxteth area, and I remember the riots. It was very, very frightening. And while all the rioters were in, in Upper Parliament Street, burning things and Christ Almighty and pelting the police with all kinds of petrol bombs and other missiles. The looters were in the neighbouring, the adjacent Lodge Lane where they had department stores there, TV shops and all the rest of it, and they were all smashing the windows and looting all the shops and all of that at the same time. It was a very, 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 very frightening and disturbing experience. It was, but I did gain from that experience. I got a coloured telly, a video, a hi-fi. Just kidding, just a joke. I am Sills. Immigration policy. Just let in all the really fit birds. Simple, okay? Yeah. And I personally will house them all. I'll put all the fit birds, I'll put them all up in my bedroom, okay? Let me see. Daniel Mills. Did anyone see the Britain first political party being ambushed by the police on the motor? No, I didn't see that. Okay, let's go. David Coleman, there are some bleeding hearts in his chat. Send them off to Rwanda, okay? Let me see. Chugsy, where did you defect in the 1980s? You told when I left Liverpool? I went down south, didn't I? I went down south in the late 1980s, and the first place I lived in the Hounslow West, in it's London, but Middlesex, London area, and I worked on the runways at Heathrow Airport. Yes. They weren't very impressed when I crashed Concorde into one of the terminals. No, just kidding. I didn't do that. But I worked on the runways at Heathrow Airport. That was my first job when I left Liverpool. To move down south because I wanted to work, man. I'm not a lazy bastard. I was brought in a city where I went to college when I was in Liverpool, and I got all kinds of A levels and various other qualifications which I've never got round to using. I could have gone to university and I could have become a teacher or whatever, but it was getting a bit late, and I just wanted to move south and start earning some money. So but I worked on the runways at Heathrow Airport and then kind of lost the plot again and somehow ended up in the southwest of England. Let me see now. Okay. Pinball, Eddie, or Bella Lugosi sound like Jimmy Durante. Okay, fine. Thanks for that. Motel, Eddie, you know when you're savvy, watch out for Romania with tourist traps. They're everyone. Okay. I am Tilt. Worked in a big factory. All the fitters' birds were Polish or Romanian. You do, yeah, but you do meet some very, very fit Romanian and Polish girls. Johnny B, Ed, when you go to Romania, can you get lost in a building site one night drunk? I've never laughed so hard. Are you referring to my live stream in Bangkok? So I ended up in a bloody building site with, with drills, going off, and it sounded like I was in the middle of a war zone. Okay, thank you. Let me just say that. Okay. Hard tube, Eddie. What do you think of Brexit? I was probably against it. I'm not telling you what way I voted, but I was probably against it originally. But then, with hindsight, I think it's I'm for it. We are our own country, but Britain, the United Kingdom, and we need to stop other countries telling us what we can and can't do. That's about the gist of it. Stephen O'Connor, lashing rain here in Phnom Penh, and I've got work in an hour. Hope it stops, and I will need a boat. Oh, yeah, you can get lost. And nice to hear from you, Stephen O'Connor. Steve lives in Phnom Penh, of course. He's an English teacher, so it's good to hear from you, mate. I hope all's well. Anyway, I hope all's well. I'm going to pour myself another drink right now. Hopefully, I can make it to Cambodia later this year. I never managed it this year, but I did get my money back on that flight, by the way. The one that cancelled from Bangkok to Phnom Penh. I did get my money back on it. They sent me my money back, so that was all right. But I would love to see Cambodia again. Nice to hear from you, Steve. Anyway, Thailand bound. Just a thought, but who fancies a midnight stream? Is Peter offering a midnight stream tonight after I finish? Okay, good for you, Peter. Good for you. But I'll be a little bit worn out there. But if Peter wants to do a midnight stream, good for you. Good for you, mate. Edward Butler, don't believe for 1 minute. That's Peter. Okay. Tampa guy, 35. Eddie, what was the reason for the Liverpool riots? Eddie, what was the reason for the Liverpool riots? Well, in the words of a 1970s movie, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Okay. The reason, well, we've seen what is we're very, very competitive in Liverpool. You see, we'd see the riots taking place a year before in the St. Paul's area of Bristol, yes, and then the following spring they took place in Brixton, South London, and those riots were better than the ones in St. Paul's. So I think it's Oxford. We thought we'd go one better. We'd have the biggest and the best riot ever seen on mainland Britain. I think that was the reason. Oh my God. Let me see. I'll tell you what. Did I ever tell you that I knew about the night of the riots? It happened on a Friday night, right? I woke up in bed. The following morning, I had a little bed sitter in an area close to Soxted, and I woke up that morning. Some bastard or bastards had tried to break in where it was. The windows were private. I was only 19 years old, and the windows were private. They tried, but then when they'd seen me in bed, wow, bastards. But I went out, to the local shop for a pint of milk for my cornflakes. And I went to my nearest shop, and the lady in the shop said, "We got no milk." I said, okay, so I went to one further along the road. I said, "Can I have a pint of milk, please?" She said, "We got no milk." So I went to a shop further along the road. I said, "Can I have a pint of milk for my cornflakes?" The lady said, "We've got no milk." I said, "What the hell has happened? Why has no one got any milk? The bloody cow's gone on strike." She said, "Don't you know there's the toxic riots going on down the road, and they burnt the dairy down." Oh, Jesus Christ. That's when I first knew a riot was taking place. The funds, I live for this. How should we put this? I live for this. Okay. Nice to hear from you. Hard Tulip, Amsterdam looked very clean when I was there in 2017. I love Amsterdam. Wonderful. Shaggy Rogers. Hello, Ed. Hello, Ed. Can you do a Bruce Lee impersonation? I've done one, haven't I? I've done a Bruce Lee impersonation. A couple of people have messaged me and said, Christ, I had my headphones on at the time. Okay. Okay. Okay, oh, no, I'm not doing a Bruce Lee. It's too late at night, and some people have threatened to sue me because I almost deafened them the last time I done it. Let me see. Okay. Nick Ross, Eddie, there is nothing as good as the University of Life. Shame they don't still have national service. All people accused of knife crime or mugging, put them in the army. I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I mean, a lot of the guys who go in the army, probably most of them, are probably very, very decent people. And would you really want them fighting next to bloody criminals and muggers and all? I wouldn't want that. No, I wouldn't want that. What's this? Hard tulip. Eddie, did you go to university after A levels? No, I got good grades in my. I went to a further education college because I didn't have much school. I was a bit of a rebel at school, and I left school with sod all. But rather than be unemployed in Liverpool, which I was, yeah, because there was millions of people unemployed, and there was just no way you could get it. There was just no way. If you got up to a bad start, you couldn't get a job. So I went to college, and I got O levels and A levels, and I did well. I did bloody well at them. I got good grades. I could have gone to university, but I thought I was getting into my middle 20s by then, and it was middle 20s by then. I thought it's time that I started. You start meeting people who are driving cars and doing other things when you've got no money, and I moved south. I just moved south. I thought what I'll do is I'll do that later on, and I'll earn a bit of money and then go and become a mature student. And but then it never. I lost a bloody plot again. But no, I don't think university would have suited me somehow. I don't think the life of a teacher or anything like that. I mean, I don't think that life would have suited me. Let's see. Gemini Star, Mohammed Al Fayed, the owner of Harrods' son was the only one doing the poking of Diana. Oh, come on. You don't believe that? She had more pricks than a bloody second-hand dartboard. No. She was like a girl about town. Good for her and all that, but she wanted to be I don't know, it's about 25 years ago, isn't it, since, she died in a car crash. This is Magnus cider now, bloody good stuff. Okay, let me see now. Is a constructive comment from McLaren F1 Mace. Okay, I'll leave you to read that one. He's put in block capitals. Hard shield, those poll tax riots on YouTube are scary. Yeah, I remember them well in Trafalgar Square. The way the Olive drove through the crowd like that, yeah. 1990, yeah, okay. Margaret Thatcher, Mrs. Poll Tax. Oh, what a car, what a car. I mean, she was a damn good politician. She had more balls than the fellas. I mean, she was Mrs. Big Balls, bloody bold sayer. Okay, but she was a damn good politician, but she cared about no one other than herself and her rich bloody friends. What's this? Where am I now? Okay, let me just see where I am. I'm going to put this one on. Rob Morton, Jimmy Savile knobbed the boat, the Pope. Which Pope? You tell me that he poped the Pope? Oh, just God Almighty. Nick Ross, how are the new laws about video blogging in Thailand going to affect you all? We don't know yet. Nobody knows. But I think you got to be careful. You got to be careful. I mean, last time I was down on Walking Street, I was there with my mobile phone, and I was taking some surreptitious shots from a distance, and I zoomed it in, and they clocked me. Not only the girls, but also the security clocked me and shone a light at me and all that. And there will be incidents. There will be incidents. I'm pretty sure it only takes one, and it'll trigger it off. Where some people on Walking Street or whatever will not like being filmed. They'll grab hold of the guy who's doing the filming, and the next thing they'll threaten to sue him and all. Oh, we'll see. Well, let's just see how that all goes on. Kickbacks, it's all a load of bollocks, yeah. Thailand ban, you can film everybody and everything in public. In Britain, you can, as long as you're not over obtrusive. Yogi Bear, do you really think that the establishment would allow the mother of a future king to marry a Muslim? No, I don't somehow. And Mohammed Al-Fayed, I've seen a documentary with him where he said that. Yours Travels, Thatcher done some good things for the self-employed. And the reason so many working class own their own home now, but also she was a nightmare somehow. Absolutely. She was a real cow. Of course, over the chat. So, a moment of indulgence. Okay, Melton Mowbray. Okay, never done. The reason I haven't had pork pies on a live stream for quite a while is simply because the temperature's been quite chilly, whereas now the temperature's lifted, and as soon as the temperature lifts a little bit, you want a nice cold pork pie. Okay, does that look lovely? Dip in a bit of tomato sauce there. Yummy. Oh, beautiful. Asta. Oh my God almighty. Beautiful. Nice bit of tomato sauce there, yes. I've just got one more person in my chat. Maybe word's got out that I'm eating pork pies. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Oh, I'm going to finish off the rest of this one for the moment, yes? That is lovely. That is so more two to go, okay? That's beautiful. I'm enjoying them, okay? Melton Mowbray pork pies. You get the mini ones from Asda, 6 for, I can't remember how much I paid for them, but they're not expensive. But they are tasty, tasty. Very, very tasty, okay? Wash it down with a nice bit of cider. Pork pies, cider, and 122 people in the chat. What more can you possibly want? Okay, so let me see now. Nick Ross, back in the 1970 and 80, you could not take pictures in Pat Bong or Soy Cowboy. Well, it's not allowed now. It's not allowed now, is it? You've Kipax. You need HP. That is HP sauce. That's tomato sauce. That is tomato sauce. Change the conversation a little bit. Who love pork pies? There was a Piers Morgan interview with Roger Moore. It was my favourite James Bond because he was very charismatic. He had a great sense of humour, and he was he was the Bond of my generation. But Roger Moore loved pork pies, apparently. Very, very rich man, wonderful lifestyle. But apparently he loved, and Piers Morgan served up on a silver plate, a pork pie with tomato sauce in it. And it made me think. I was watching the most recent James Bond movie, No Time to Die. And anyone got any opinions of this? We talked about, all kinds of bollocks up to now, Anyone got any opinions on the most recent James Bond movie? I've actually watched it twice because it is included with my Amazon Prime. And I think I liked it better the second time I've seen it rather than the first time. I showed it more interest in it, but it's not the quintessential Bond, and a lot of people say like it's not, it's not like a James Bond movie should be. It gets a little bit sentimental. Anyone got any opinions on it? Let's see. Devil's Den. I see NDTV's new bar is open. Is Elton John actor at times when walked out? Well, Elton John does throw a tantrum halfway through. Is that Nick's doing well? Nick's got those bars now. What is it? What are they? I can't remember what his new bars are called, but he seems to be doing really, really well. So good for him. Anyway, good for him. I am Tilt. The riot in the 1980s stopped when the Hitman and Her started on TV with Michaela Strachan. Oh, I remember that. Okay. Do you know what? The Hitman and Her, that was that smarmy Pete Waterman, maybe Stock Aitken and Waterman. They were record producers, and they produced Kylie Minogue and most Rick Astley and people like that. But they had that nighttime show, The Hitman and Her, where Michaela Strachan was this very, very likable blonde, and they were in a nightclub and everyone was dancing. Pete Waterman, always the Hitman. I always thought he was like a smarmy bloody used car salesman. He wasn't someone you would associate with being in a nightclub. Presented in a nightclub. He was like a smarmy double glazing salesman. But what I do know of that program, there were so many people I knew who said they hated that. They hated it. And yet they all watched it. Everyone I knew watched that program. Maybe they watched it because Michaela Strachan looked really, really nice when she was in those tight black leggings. People say it's one of those programs you love to hate. Everyone said they hated it, but they all watched it, Anyway, where are we? Dutch Farang, yes. Motel, yes. Matthew Cartwright, yes. Shaggy Rogers, do you know where in Romania you will be going to? I'm starting to finishing in Bucharest, yes. But I will also hopefully going down to the Black Sea coast and then up towards Transylvania. Or I haven't actually completed my itinerary, but I will be starting and finishing in Bucharest. Let me see. Mazza, good evening, Eddie and gang. Cheers. Okay, nice to hear from you. Nice to hear from you. Oh, Jesus. Where are we now? Jeez, this chat goes quite fast. Nick Ross, is Thatcher's son still alive? What a weakling crew, whatever. We don't want to say that. He got lost in a car park once, didn't he? No, he got lost in the desert somewhere, didn't he? Oh, my God. I remember that. Hard shield, Eddie. A few years ago, there was a young man from Liverpool. He was put in prison for putting graffiti on the 800-year-old moat wall with another man. I don't blame him anyway. Tampa guy, 35. There's so many conspiracy theories on Princess Diana's death. Many believe MI6 killed. If only she wore a seatbelt. It is recommended to wear a seatbelt. Sean Ricketts. Eddie is buying those Romania webcam studios with strippers. Well, sounds good, though. I think that will make good. Let's see. Thailand band. I have one. Sorry, I'm late. Just joining towards the end. Okay. So is that the same Thailand band? I'm sorry. I still don't know. Yogi Bear. It is against the law in Thailand to film the recognised red light area or a bar. Well, there's enough of them not do it, mate. So they must have been breaking the law. John Metcalf, he was one of those road builders, wasn't he? John Metcalf, why haven't you fully retired to Southeast Asia? As obviously you love it there. If you had one choice, which Southeastern, do you mean in South Asian, would you retire to? Well, Thailand's got the one that's got the most going for it. But the reason I haven't retired is because I like traveling. I like traveling to other countries. And I still haven't got that out of my system. You know, the idea I am still traveling Eddie, steady Eddie who likes to travel. I'm going to Romania next week. I still like to travel to other countries. So I'm not really ready to retire yet. Yoz Travels, the new Bond movie went on 40 minutes too long. Yeah, it was about 2 hours and 40 minutes, wasn't it? It was quite long. I like Daniel Craig. I mean, was his swan song, his final outing as James Bond. And I thought he's done a couple of duff movies as James Bond, but one in particular, Quantum of Solace. I thought that was duff. But some of the other ones he's done have been really, really, really good. And what I like about Daniel Craig, he has got that look of a real SAS man. He looks like the real deal, and I like him. I think he's done an excellent job as James Bond. But the new James Bond, I watched it twice, not consecutive nights, but I have watched it twice. It's on Amazon, and it did get a little bit sentimental, a little bit sentimental. And one thing I do notice about that James Bond movie, No Time to Die, it is almost a total humorless film. And that's unusual for James Bond. Usually there's some humor in those movies somewhere, but there's absolutely no humor at all in that movie. It's a very, very serious film where Bond wrestles with his demons and whatever. And there's something in that movie which I've never seen before in the James Bond. They bring a child into it, a little girl, don't they, in the movie? And it took me a while to figure out, is this his illegitimate child? Or so? I still couldn't figure out what this child was doing in a James Bond movie. But it's a good movie. It's not the best Bond movie, but it's not the worst one either. I watched it a second time anyway, so it's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. Jeff Ives, No Time to Die. I saw it on opening day. It was alarmed to see how woke the franchise owner. We don't want any of the woke. Jamie296, James Bond has gone woke. No, we don't. Popcorn, Bond film with a ladyboy called Coctopussy. Yeah, that'll be the next. Yeah, that's got to come sooner or later. I don't think I'll want to watch that one. Nick Ross, Bond is now gay. And it's no, I don't think that's true. Not yet, anyway. Citizen Mikey, did I say that? Did I really say that? Okay, Jeff Ives, killing off Bond is the end. As far as the franchise is concerned, I won't want a Bond film that goes well. I think a few people said that. I mean, if you actually look on Amazon, if you get any movie on Amazon, you look at the reviews, they do put the bad reviews up there. They seem to put them up there first, really. So they are honest about that. And there was a lot of very, very, very negative reviews. That's what they were saying. Some people were saying, I won't watch a Bond film anymore. No, it'll change around. The old Bonds will come back. It will come back. Steph Traveller. Nice to hear from you, Steph. Nice to hear from you. I am Tilt. Lots of James Bond, No Time to Die on eBay. Lots of the listings says watched only once. Well, I don't know. It's not the worst Bond movie ever. Not the worst one. I mean, Quantum of Solace, was not a good movie. But then I watched that twice because even Bond at its weakest can still be more entertaining than most movies. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, that one with George Lazenby. I thought that was a bit of a duff movie, but I still watched it twice. Like I just said a moment ago, Bond at its weakest can still be more entertaining than most movies. Let me see. Let me see now. Where are we now? Where are we now? Kipax. Sorry if you said when are you going? Next week. In about a week's time, I'll be hopefully, but assuming I can get my boarding pass and everything's all in order, I'll be heading off to Romania. Rob Morton, Tony Bennett left his hubcaps in San Fran, Liverpool. Okay, thanks for that. Hard Tulip, Eddie, aren't you afraid on Transylvania it's haunted? No, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Yogi Bear, Michaela Strachan is on Springwatch now. Yeah, that's right. Didn't she go into I think it might have even been kids television where she's on, she's looking for badges and hedgehogs and all this kind of stuff or whatever. Isan man, woke is killing the entertainment industry. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, comedy. I mean, if you some of those 70s comic Bernard Mann, I love Bernard Mann, brilliant. Chubby Brown, absolutely wonderful. I mean, but it's for Christ's sake, we don't need political comedy's got to be hard edged. It's got to be hard edged. It's got to have an edge to it. You start bringing political correctness into it. We don't want any of that bollocks. El Terrifico, Edward, is Bucharest in Rwanda? There might be a place called that, but the one I know is in Romania. David Coleman, the UK is in a lot of trouble. The left and crazy people are killing it. Okay, yeah, okay, fair comment. Devil's Den, Nick's new bar is called Hookup Corner. It's at the top of Soy 7. Yeah, I wish Nick the best and best and best of luck with his new bars. A7 is a bar that I like a lot. So, hopefully when I'm back out in Battalion, nice to meet up with Nick again. He made me very, very welcome last time. Very, very, he acted like a real gentleman. And I like Nick. Cool guy. Go to his bars in Soy 7. You'll have a good night. David Coleman, if you call the police in Britain, they will never show up. And try walking around with a camera on the street filming, and they would be right on top of you. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. I am Tilt. What has Princess Diana and Pink Floyd got in common? Their last big hit was whatever. Okay. Hard Tulip. Eddie, how do you deal with jet lag when you get to Bangkok Airport? Well, when I get to Bangkok Airport, I'm glad that it's over. Really. I mean, the jet lag, it's, I'm glad that the journey's over. Patriotist 1. Roger Moore is the best Bond of all time. I like Roger Moore. Only thing is that when he eventually came to play James Bond, he was a little weensy bit old. He was getting on a bit. I mean, I think by the last James Bond movie he made, A View to a Kill, I think he was actually 58 years old then. He was quite old. Very, very, very charismatic actor. He wasn't the best actor in the world, but he was a real star. He had real star quality. And the thing about Roger Moore, when he was on screen, you don't look at anyone else. He commands attention. No matter how big the scenery was, like Clint Eastwood, no matter how big the scenery, whether it's a landscape, whether it's alpine, whether it's a sea or whatever, he still does not get swallowed up by the scenery. He stands out. Great actor. I do like Roger Moore. Kipax just ordered a new Batman film. I've heard about that, but I haven't actually seen it. So good for you. Let's see. John Mitch, avoid going into the Black Sea. A fellow got himself blown up on a 9 in the water. Oh my God Almighty, that's not good. David Coleman, David Coleman. I liked No Time to Die. I sort of liked it. Baird and Purcell, No Time to Die was, yeah, okay, thank you. Motel, The Good, the Bad, and the Eddie. Okay, fine, thank you. Gemini Star From Russia with Love is a great Bond movie. Do you know what? Out of the Sean Connery James Bond movies, that was my favourite. In fact, I think Daniel Craig once said that From Russia with Love was his favourite Bond movie of all time. It was a terrific. I think it was better. A lot of people say the Bond area, Goldfinger is the one that stands out, but I preferred that one, From Russia with Love. I thought that was a wonderful movie, that one. Still a lot of people excuse me, excuse me. Okay, let's see. Okay, the Fonz is here. Hey, the Fonz. Killing a Bomb makes no difference. The Craig stuff was a reboot and its own thing anyway. They'll just reboot it again. Be cool be cool if they did a series set in the 1960s. Oh, if this, it's a business. As long as there's a business there, people will always watch it. Steph Traveller, is Eddie really wanted to go to Rwanda? Didn't see Hotel Rwanda. Good movie. I've heard of that one. I've never actually seen that one. Thanks for that anyway, Steph. The Fonz, Quantum was garbage. I wouldn't say that strong, but it was definitely one of the weaker of the James Bond movies. The thing about the James Bond, when you think about it, I mean, since the millennium, the year 2000, what can be done that hasn't been done a million times before? Sequels and remakes and all the rest of the stuff. There's no originality anymore because all the ideas for music and movies and everything have been pushed to the infinite, really. So the thing is, James Bond was a great franchise. I mean, the idea of rebooting it, there's always going to be life in something like that, because even James Bond at the worst is still better than it's still better than a lot of the other crap that's out there. The Fonz, the Lazenby one is one of the best in the whole series. Even with Lazenby being a bit ropey, he should have stayed on. He would have been great. Apparently, he got a bit too big for his boots, didn't he, Lazenby? He wasn't really an actor. I think he was a male model who was in a chocolate bar commercial or something like that. And he certainly looked the part, but he was a bit boring, really, when he comes to speak the lines. But I think he would have got better. But didn't he get a bit too big for his boots? And I'm a star now. I started demanding more money. I think it's something like that. Gary Hughes can't beat a fit of James Bondage. Okay, fine. Yogi Bear, I can honestly say I've never watched a Bond movie. I didn't even think that was possible. Well, good for you anyway, mate. Nick Ross, enjoy Romania, Eddie. I am off to get laid. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. Ion Tilt, where do you stand on Tom Cruise movies? Any favorites? I think Tom Cruise, I mean, he has star quality, but I mean, I can't take him. When he does those bloody action movies, I mean, we all know he's a little munchkin. And when he's like knocking out about half a dozen fellas at the same time, you know what I mean? It's, you think, oh, come on, man, you can't get me. But he is a fan. I must say, I did like him in Rain Man. Where he's the estranged brother of Dustin Hoffman, who was the artistic fella. And I like a lot of people. You probably heard this before, but Dustin Hoffman won a Best Actor Oscar for that film. And I actually thought Tom Cruise was actually, if anyone, he should have won the Oscar, because the part that he played, and he played it brilliantly, was a more complex character. Rain Man was a very, very good film, really, but other than that, I don't really care much for him as an actor. Popcorn. I guess I'll wait to see the Bond film as intended on ITV4 in 10 years' time. Yeah, absolutely. Bernard Perso. What about Dick Emery? Ooh, you are awful. Okay, yeah, Dick Emery's bloody good. I will talk about Dick Emery some of the time. Well, I've got an idea. We'll talk about Dick Emery some of the time, okay? Simon Eyes 41. The makers of Bond have already said that 007 will 100% remain male. Well, that's a bloody era. I'd say that a disturbing thing that is coming out in the last couple of decades. very disturbing. I don't hear it talked about much. Action movies where men are having fights with women. Yeah, that just seems like not evenly matched. I don't really approve of that. I've seen a film where Angelina Jolie plays, I think, Salt. Good movie. She plays with secret agents, and she's having fights with men and all that. It's. There's also a really really sick one which I didn't like at all. It was a movie with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie in it. It was called Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where it's a comedy movie. It's a kind of a secret agent movie done in a kind of Tom and Jerry kind of style. But it's fights between Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, and it's a bit sick. I mean, I don't like it. It's not a nice thing. There's a scene in it where Brad Pitt kicks Angelina Jolie in the ribs when she's like, "Oh, geez, is that a joke? There's nothing funny about that. There's nothing funny about that anyway." But that's it. Oh, I didn't like that movie at all. David Coleman, why would you pick Thailand over Vietnam? Well, because I'm more used to Thailand, but I have been to Vietnam quite a lot. I mean, Vietnam is a great country. Yeah, Vietnam, but one of the reasons about Vietnam is they're becoming very hostile to anyone who wants to retire out there. They're making Vietnam a very very difficult country to retire to. It's a bit big subject that, but Vietnam's a great country. Great. Oh, I like Vietnam. Really like it. El Cerrifico, I really don't belong in Britain anymore. I can't relate to anything. Not only do you not belong in Britain, you can't even spell it properly. Okay, let me see now. Rob Morton, next Bond will be gay. Filmed in town and he'll bang cock. It's Roger Moore. We live in no, the man with the golden gun. That was filmed part of it in Thailand, wasn't it? And there were scenes in Bangkok, wasn't it? So they've actually done it there. Okay, I'm going to come to the end of this now because we've waffled on a bit. There's still plenty of people in the chat. Still plenty of people in the chat. Mazza, I agree, Eddie. Roger Moore as James Bond is very. I like Roger Moore. I thought very charismatic actor. Pages, Sean Connery was good too, but Roger Moore brought better action and humour. They were very different. He was more humorous, more humorous. But what I can't understand about Bond movies, though, I mean, sometimes you watch them. I think it was John Cleese who for a brief while he played Q, didn't he, in the Bond movies? And wasn't it John Cleese who said, has anyone ever actually followed the plot of a James Bond movie? Sometimes you lose the plot. And there's other things about James Bond movies which I can't accept. You get this big, this bad guy, this who's going to take over the world, is going to, nuke us all, And when James Bond eventually finds out where he's hiding out on an island, he goes to an island where this megalomaniac is planning on world destruction and all the rest of it. And what I want to know, all of these people, all of these army that he's got there, that Bond ends up fighting with, where did he get all these people from? Where did he? I mean, all of his army of the army, this madman is going to take up. Where did he recruit them all from? Did he put an ad in a bloody job centre or something? Did it go something like, "Hi, I'm Doctor No. I'm planning on taking over the world. I've got shed loads of money. Come and work for me, and you can work on my island anyway, and help me take over the world." And then when James Bond turns up, give him a bloody good scene too. Okay, I can't figure out where he gets all these people from. And also, I've never seen James Bond pay for a drink. He's well known. He likes a martini, shaken, not stirred. Okay, but I've never seen him pay for the bastard thing. What he does is he goes into a bar, orders a drink and like a martini, please, shaken, not stirred. And the next thing you know, he's getting into a fight with someone, and he never gets. Does he ever actually pay for this drink? He probably gets into a fight to avoid paying for the drink. I've never seen James Bond pay for a drink. It's bizarre, strange but true. Patriotus one. Tom Cruise had that pretty boy look in the 1980s, but later a bit overrated actor. You know, I think he's got star quality. Someone mentioned Rusty Lid, Jill St. John in a bikini made diamonds are forever. My favourite bow, all of it. Jill St. John, glamorous, curly-haired redhead. Didn't she end up marrying Robert Wagner after Robert Wagner after you know he he got his wife went overboard. That beautiful Natalie Wood. Oh, controversial. Edward Butler. Okay. Oh, let me see that. Okay. What is this? Okay, now let me see. Let me see now. Okay. Okay, Mazza, I'm gonna end this soon anyway. Some of the chat's getting a bit abused. Mazza, I saw Top Gun Maverick last night and thought it was brilliant. I give it 9 out of 10. Go see it. Okay, I think it was. I wasn't that keen on the first Top Gun because like they were all bloody like all these they were all pretty boys. I mean, I grew up in an area where heroes look like real men, like Clint Eastwood, Lee Marvin, people like that. And then when Top Gun came out in the 1980s, they all look like bloody pretty boys, didn't they? Male models. What a Steph Traveller. I liked Kill Bill. She kicks some ass, great fights. Absolutely, I agree. I am tilt. James Bond Spectre is basically the World Economic Forum with Dr. O being Klaus Schwab. Okay. Now listen, we've gone over a couple of hours now. Let's see. We've gone over a couple of hours. So, okay, we've gone over a couple of hours now. It's been we've chatted about Rwanda and whether we should be sending dingy people. I don't know why when they come across the channel in dinghies, instead of shipping them out to flying them out to Roman, why can't we just have a bloody big cruise liner waiting for straight on the ship and then send them somewhere else? You know what I mean? I've waffled on a little bit. Okay, listen, guys, it's a couple of hours into the chat. We've gone over a couple of hours. I will say thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow night at 10 o'clock with more of this bollocks, okay? If you if you think this live stream is bad, remember, the worst is yet to come, okay? Thanks for your company tonight, guys. Lovely of you to tune in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.